Grab a beer and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy. And today we have a couple of people in the studio. We've got Jim.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Doing good. And we are once again joined by Toby.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Doing good.
Oh,
Hey,
look at that bright, smiley face, too.
I know. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
We're not used to that sunshine down here in the studio. Here.
All the happiness.
Yes.
that's right.
Exactly. Well, hey, Toby, I'm pretty sure you know why we invited you back. Today's kind of a special episode.
Yes.
This is our review of the Beer of the Year candidates for 2025.
Nice.
So the best of
The best of the best.
According to you guys.
Yeah, well, you were there for some of it.
Oh, that's true.
Well, we want your valued opinion to help.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, this is pretty prestigious, right, Mike? I mean, we've done this a couple of years now, right?
This is our third year that we've done this.
Who were the ones we did in the past? Who
The first year we did it was Central Waters with their Pappy Van Winkle barrel aged stout.
That I think
which
is still our
the highest beer we've ever rated.
ever, right?
And then last year was our it was Bourbon County.
Okay.
Which one? It was the double barrel toasted barrel. It was a big long name, remember?
Yes.
They put toast in a barrel or something like that.
And that one was
very good too.
And again, I think we say it over and over, but I think the marquee names for us for bourbon barrel beers are Central Waters and Bourbon County, and they didn't let us down previously. And I think we'll probably talk about it, but I think they still did a good job this past year.
I agree with you. You know, they know what they're doing for sure. So yeah, I think this year, guys, we kept a list and we've got 22 beers that we put up for Beer of the Year.
So it's discussion.
For discussion, yes. So it's going to be interesting to kind of review some of that stuff. And
so, because the best part is you brought all 22 beers, so we get to have another sampling of these, right?
So, Toby, how have things been going?
Wait a minute. That was the only reason I'm here.
Oh, you didn't bring those.
We got the list.
We do have a list.
But you didn't bring the beers?
No, you were supposed to.
These are all ones from you.
I gave you one job.
Oh,
There are other beers here, guys.
I did bring other beers though.
Okay, what'd you bring?
Well, we have 5 beers, and they're
Only 5 beers.
Only 5.
Have we ever done a podcast with that few of beers?
Oh yeah, in the early days. But these are all anniversary beers from Firestone Walker.
Ooh,
So these are their 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th year anniversary beers.
Nice.
And
Well,
yeah, now remember in a podcast earlier, we did have their 23rd anniversary one.
Okay,
and it was really good. So we're hoping, keep your fingers crossed.
because I think it's almost a story in itself of each one of these beers, right? Once we get talking about them,
Yep.
these are probably we can't hold it against you too much for not bringing these other 22 beers.
No, because most of those 22 beers, we only had one bottle of them. So,
Well, then we won't let you off the hook completely, though.
well,
You could have bought 2 then for each of them.
I could have, or you could have.
All right. Dang it, Mike.
I'm sorry. I had to bring it up.
So how do you want to start this? Do you want? Oh, wait. Before we even do that, I mean, I know that we got a lot of loyal listeners out there,
Mhm.
but you've hit some major milestones over the past year for the podcast. And
Well,
just rehash a couple of those.
So this is our 4th season.
Okay, which is nice.
Ooh, yeah.
It's our 4th year.
Awesome.
We've recorded or sampled over 1,000 beers on the podcast.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
That's good.
And personally, I reached over 6,000 now on Untapped.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
That is an
So you're
accomplishment.
still a beginner then, what you're
I'm
saying.
still a beginner.
You're not an expert.
Exactly. I'm a journeyman. So, yeah.
So that's very good. So congratulations to you, and I'm glad because I mean the bottom line is we're just always trying to let the listeners know, don't be afraid of somebody's craft beers.
Exactly.
You know, it's worth trying. I mean, granted, we're trying them so that the listeners maybe have a better idea, but still, the whole premise of the podcast was so that people can try these beers and not be afraid of what it says on the outside.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it. And if we weren't doing a podcast, we'd still be drinking anyway. So Might as well get credit for it the way I look at it.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Well, cool. So yeah, I guess how do we want to?
So should I say there is like a little spiel about what blending is?
Okay.
Because maybe not a lot of people know what that means.
Sure.
And then we can go into the first beer. If you want to get, is it warm enough? Do you want to get that one ready?
Yeah, we can.
So,
And so why is the blending important here?
So-
Because these beers aren't just our normal beers that you guys have tried in the past. They're more of a blended, and by that there's multiple barrels involved, right?
right. I think
Okay.
they say a little bit about it, but I think, well, let me read this and then we'll answer your question.
Okay.
That's it. So this little piece of paper was actually wrapped around the bottles inside the box that we got. So it talks about blending and it says, every late summer, right before the wine harvest gets rolling, we invite our local winemaker friends to the brewery to help blend our anniversary ale. Winemakers are practicing experts in the art of blending. And we realized early on that we could provide invaluable input for creating a seamless beer out of numerous barrel-aged component ales. The winemakers come for both the challenge and the camaraderie. They split up into small teams and created their own preferred blends from the provided components. Each of the resulting trials is then blind taste tested by the entire group, and votes are cast for the winning blend. The victorious team walks away with bragging rights and with a set of coveted cardboard crowns.
So it's epic bragging rights, kind of like what they win for the beer of the year.
Right, same thing. It's like,
Yeah. So
so does that? I don't know. Toby, did that help?
Yeah, it does. And I just think, for the listeners, what are we talking about? This is called Firestone, and it's their anniversary ale, and it sounds like they do this in what state?
California.
California. Okay.
And the Firestone Walker is actually the co-owner's last name. There's a Firestone and then there's a Walker.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So it's not one person, but I think it's the
So-
co-owners.
we'll. This first one is their 24th anniversary, and it
Yes.
actually came out in 2020,
Yes.
and it's 11.3% ABV. So what this one is made up of, there, guys, is 27% of the mixture.
Yeah.
Yeah, is Velvet Merkin. This is an 8.5% ABV, and it's aged. It's a milk stout that's aged in bourbon barrels.
Nice.
Then there was 26% that is Sticky Monkey, which was 12.2%, and that's a Central Coastal Quad that was aged in bourbon barrels.
Wow.
Then there is 16% of Parabola, which we've actually had
Yep,
Parabola
yep.
before. It's a Russian Imperial Stout, 13.1% ABV, and that's in bourbon barrels, of course. And then they had 16% of a smoked Imperial Walker's Reserve, a robust porter brewed with beechwood smoked malt and aged in bourbon barrel. Then we've got a Bravo Imperial Brown Ale, aged in bourbon barrels, 11% of the mixture, and it's 12.5%. Now, the one that Jim was kind of concerned about is the last one. It's actually a tequila barrel Eldorado. It's a blonde barley wine aged in tequila barrels. Now, it's only 4% of the mixture.
Right. So it should be strong.
Right. And it's 11.5% ABV. So that's when you're talking about blending,
Yeah.
that's what they're doing, taking all these different beers, mixing them together in different
Okay.
amounts to get what this is.
Right. So, and I don't think that style has actually moved to the Midwest, because I think around here it's more a beer they put in a barrel and age it for a period of
For
time.
the most part, yeah. I think there has been like some of those cuvées that are kind of a mixture.
Mhm.
And you see a few of them, but not many.
Right. I mean, like Bourbon County, we just had that one. Was it the Old Fitzgerald's? That had 3 different Old Fitzgerald aged
Right.
barrels.
Right.
But it's still the same type of. Oosh.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Well, we're gonna start it off.
Yeah. Aroma wise, it's got aroma.
That's got some good.
Great smell.
That's good aroma.
Smooth.
That's pretty
Wow.
smooth.
No burn.
I don't taste the tequila barrel, Jim.
No,
It's
nothing. I mean, this is good.
It is good.
So, what was the overall? This is only 11.3
11.3. Yeah.
Yep.
ABV,
Yep.
which is a little bit lower for them, right? Because I mean, they're
Some of
mid,
them are, yeah, some of them are higher, it seems like. So,
Wow, this is definitely not bad.
no, I don't mind it. Again, it's one of those, would you want to sit and drink a 6-pack of it? Probably not. But
But we drink a 5-pack.
We'll drink a 5-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's, really weird, it did say a little bit too. It's supposed to have the toasty marshmallow, dark chocolate, dash of coconut, and a hint of dark cherry. Do you guys get those flavors?
So I definitely think there's that, I guess it's caramel, and I thought I kind of tasted or smelled the marshmallow at the start of it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely get the dark chocolate finish, and there is a hint of cherry in there that, but it's the finish of it, and you kind of get that afterwards, but it's really good.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Because I think that's the hard part too. We don't see these around here. I don't even remember where you got these at, Mike, but they're not around. Just the regular Firestone Walker.
Right.
Not these anniversary ones.
Right. The last 3 actually I bought on Black Friday.
Oh.
They had like a 3-pack, remember, at Total Wine.
Oh,
that's where I got the last 3. The other ones I bought in the cities again, but it was like individual bottles.
One at a time.
Yeah. And they were in a small, like a box, kind of like you'd see Surly Darkness come in, something like that. But then they had that big long sheet of stuff that you could read as well. So
yeah, definitely. I know, Toby, you haven't had these before, but
no,
they're not bad.
Very good.
What begs you just kind of think outside the box is you just went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 barrel aged beers that were blended. What did each of those beers taste like before they blended them?
right.
Because this, as when I put it together, it tastes really good. Did they need to, like have that Prairie Artisan Ale where they deconstruct it?
Right.
Just thinking that would be an awesome way to put that one anniversary beer with the other ones in a packet together.
Yep. Yeah, it's hard to say, but like I said, I know that Parabola we've had before,
right?
And such. So I'm sure they were all good on their own, and then you mix them together and such. So.
All right. Well, who wants to go first then on the special
on the 24th anniversary?
Yes.
Jim, why don't you go first?
You want me to go? Well, this is really good. I'm kind of sad that Mike didn't bring the other 22, but I'm glad he did bring these. So I have to forgive him for that. But this is, I hate to paint myself in a corner because I know we have 5, and this first one is really good. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to pace myself for the next 4. I guess my only drawback is, there's just so much going on when you take that drink. There's just so much in trying to decipher each of those different styles, because I guess I was kind of looking for a little bit more of the tequila. So I'm going to have to say then a 4.0 because I didn't taste tequila.
Okay.
That's not even a hit, I don't think, is it?
Yeah. Toby?
Yeah, this is hard because I think for me, I've never had any of these, and when I drink it, I would put it in the same category as some of the Bourbon Counties and Central Water. It's just a good drinkable beer that yes does have a lot of flavor to it, but at the same token, it's kind of nice. It's not one of those that just didn't jump out at you. 5 of them to rate. Is this the lowest, the highest? It makes it hard.
Yep.
But unlike Jim, I can give 2 beers the same number.
Ooh.
I could do that, right?
You could. You can break Jim's rule.
That's right. He does have the pen. So I think, when I think of some of the other beers I've rated, they've been a little bit higher. You got me scared, Jim, because I was thinking 4.1 initially, but I'm going to go with it, 4.1.
All right. Go with your gut. Don't.
Yeah.
We can always adjust later if we need to, but awesome. Good score.
Yeah, I'm more listening to you guys talk. It's like, oh, yeah, Jim hates ties, and we've got ways to go.
Right.
I'm going to go with 3.9.
Okay.
Ooh.
Just so I can start.
Yep.
I liked it. I really did.
Yeah, I did too.
I think it was really smooth. And I know, like you said, you didn't really taste the tequila, which I don't know is technically a bad thing, but very smooth. Like I said, the other one we had was really good, and this one's starting off really good.
Yes.
So hopefully they all continue that trend.
Yes.
Is what I'm hoping. So.
And I do have a lead in then from that first beer.
Okay.
I kind of did a little bit of research for us on the 22 beers that were the list for the possible beer of the year.
Mhm.
And the one thing that I did not see in any of those 22 beers were any that were aged in a tequila. So I guess is that I don't know if that's a common theme, but it's just one thing just quickly looking at the list that we didn't have
Well,
any good beer like that.
I'm sure part of it too is just the number of beers that are aged in tequila barrels isn't as much as like not brandy, but bourbon barrels and such. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot less of them.
Right. But I mean, I
You
guess
know,
if there's any of the listeners out there that are also brewmasters, that potential is there for trying to get a good tequila barrel aged beer that actually, that has good flavor.
That, or they say, that, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, it's only 4%
Yeah.
of the total, so it does make you wonder what their intentions were. But again, you said these are wine blenders that have a little bit more of that idea of how flavors come together, maybe. So,
Right.
it is hard to say. Yeah, tequila, not one of the ones that you normally hear.
Right.
Oh, exactly.
All right. Well, I guess why don't we talk about a few of these that we had on the list. So going back, we had 4 of them. Is that right?
What's that?
4 of them all off of the same episode.
Yes. That was our very
It was
first.
January 10th, or episode 94.
Yep. Talking about I think that was actually, we're doing our 2024 beer
Could have
year.
been. Could have been. So we had the beers that made the list for consideration. We had 3 sheeps. The Wolf Pecan, Coconut, and Vanilla, 11.4%. 3 Sheeps Wolf Mexican Style Hot Chocolate, 13.6%. 3 Sheeps Wolf 18-year Elijah Craig Barrel, 14.1%. And then we had an Untitled Arts.
Yes.
Bourbon Barrel Aged Coconut S'mores Pastry Stout, 17%.
I was up there.
We had our big boy pants on that day.
And all those were in that 4 range. I mean, those were all
Oh, yeah.
very good.
Yeah, and that's when you look at, we've talked about it before, 3 Sheeps, they're right up there, with the big boys, so to speak, for barrel aging.
And when I listened to that podcast, one of the things that we really talked about was that we had found online that you could become a member
Yes.
of the Barrel Society.
Yep.
And then right after that, we did actually
We joined, and now we have to make a trip over there, pick up a truckload of beer, basically.
Right.
So it'll be interesting because we'll have a number of podcasts that are going to be probably dedicated to 3 Sheeps because we've got a lot of them coming.
Because I mean, they're the Wolf variant is they
Wolf
really
is-
got that
yeah.
one locked in.
Yep, for sure. Well, and you looked at it, we had coconut in 2 of them, the
Mhm.
Untitled Arts and then the Wolf variant.
And those are Toby's favorite flavor.
Oh, love coconut.
He made a funny face when he said that. Did you see
That was a face for
it looked like one of
podcast.
those. Yeah. Yeah. It looked like it's a good thing people can't see him because I don't think he's telling us the truth. And then, of course, Elijah Craig. We've all had Elijah Craig bourbon. So that was, that's a really good one too. So if these are just our honorable mentions,
Right.
we definitely had some good ones.
Well, and I think we did talk about it at some point through the year too. We kind of started off with a bang.
Yeah. Yeah.
4 in the first episode, and then we kind of really
And
tailed
it
off.
kind of tailed off a little bit.
We didn't
Especially
have
towards the end of the year. We didn't really nominate all that many
no.
especially like the second half of the year, it seems like. So
We ran into the Oktoberfest wall, and
and
we did
Toby, it's kind of a sad deal that you missed out on all of those the American versions of the Oktoberfest this year.
Yeah.
Because they just we messed up. We started with a German episode, and then we were
Taste
set
buds
too
did.
high, and
our taste buds really took over then.
it was the glorious one was the German one, and after that it was like, wow, these kind of didn't taste that good
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, I
Pretty
believe that.
substandard.
So we're hoping that they change back
yes.
this year.
Get back
All right.
to reality.
Yeah. So, boys, the next one here from Firestone Walker that we have is their 25th anniversary. Now, Jim, you were saying that you wished you could taste a little more tequila.
Yes.
This one has more tequila in it.
Oh,
28%.
28% of the blend is a tequila barrel.
nice.
So we have, in this one, the final blend is Parabola Autumn Edition. 41% of the blend is that one. It's a Russian Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels, and it was 14% ABV. Then, like Toby said, 28% of the blend is Tequila Barrel Merkin Milk Stout aged in tequila barrels, and it was a 7% ABV.
Okay.
Then we have a brandy barrel barley wine. blonde barley wine aged in brandy barrels, and it's 13% of the blend, and it was 13.8%. Then we go to a Central Coastal Quad aged in bourbon barrels. Sticky Monkey, 10% of the blend is that, 12.3% ABV. And then the last one
It's
is,
easy for you to say.
yeah, 8% of the blend is a whiskey barrel wheat wine, strong golden wheat wine aged in bourbon barrels, and that was 11.7%. So we'll see if Jim is still wishing he could taste more tequila.
Exactly.
Well, I see they did use a couple of the variants that they had in that 24 edition.
Yeah.
For 25. So I guess they're keeping it local, keeping everything right there.
Well, and we should say that of the 5 bottles, the labels on 4 of them are all the same except for this one. The 25th anniversary is blue instead of white.
Oh,
So
And
there
then
you go.
And a regular number.
Yeah,
not
the regular
Roman.
number instead of Roman numerals.
So, I know for Brian Schaff, we have given extra points for our artistry
Yeah,
and
it's hard,
creativity.
it's hard to do it when they're all the same. So,
Yeah, the only thing changing on these is just a single digit.
yeah, basically,
There's not much variation. So they're not spending they're spending more time on what's in the bottle
then
than what's on the outside of it.
Yeah,
So I guess that's a good thing, right? You don't always have to worry about the
exactly.
creativity. Because these don't have special names.
That smells good.
It's just their anniversary number. It's,
Yeah.
most of the other beers, they actually have like a little catch name for their title. But
Yep. Oh, and this one came out in 2021, I believe it said.
Yep.
So,
so this is
that smells good.
11.5%. So
I'm, yeah,
so
thanks.
0.2% more than the last one we tried, but smells fantastic.
That aroma is amazing.
that's got a good. That's good. I think I can pick up a little bit more the tequila.
It's got a
A
little,
little. It's not a lot, but it's just a little.
right. It's almost like the mouth feels slightly different
Mhm.
on it. Like it's a little thinner than that first one was.
Yep.
Is what it kind of feels like.
But the hard part is, it is like splitting hairs to differentiate the flavor differences
Oh, yeah.
between these two.
Yeah.
There's not, just maybe a little bit the tequila comes through, but it is still not a lot.
No, that's good.
And we said what was the 11.5%?
Mhm.
There's no burn. This does not take us to like 11.5%.
And considering they're all barrel aged, you don't get that barrel. Like some of them we've had are, really boozy. And this, it's
Didn't
not.
we have an episode where somebody said they wanted a boozy
I think you did.
flavor?
Oh, and remember the one beer said it should have a boozy sweetness.
There you go.
That's right. And we didn't really pick up on the boozy
Yeah.
sweetness.
So we're not talking about Shabuzi?
Yeah, no, well,
Well,
no,
Okay.
maybe. I don't know.
Jim, you want to break out in that song?
what is it?
Okay.
Is that a different food?
Toby, does that surprise you that he doesn't know that?
No, not at all.
Not really.
Should have asked that him in trivia, Mike.
I should.
Oh, speaking of trivia, do we have any, Jim?
Well,
That would be a no.
I
Oh.
guess I wanted
You know what that
to-
means?
Minus 500 points for Jim.
And you and I
And
win.
we won.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, you guys did. I'm sorry. I know that all the listeners are going to be sad that I didn't bring any trivia, any questions along. I figured we had enough to talk about in this episode, but I'll bring twice as many questions for the next episode
Oh.
to make up. How's
Oh, no,
that?
that's okay. You don't need to do that.
I think he said he's going to bring twice as many beers.
Oh, it could be.
That's
That
fine.
could be. Then, yeah, not a problem.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything for you guys?
Yeah. Toby, why don't you start us off?
Sure,
This one.
I'll give this a start. I'm going to jump right out with a 4-3 on this one. And you joke, can't sit around and drink a 6-pack of them. You could have more than one of these though when you're sitting around because it's just smooth. And I think that light or that I forgot what you said, Mike, but like I almost want to say the other one is a regular beer and this is like a light beer, but by no means lighter in alcohol. It just drinks like a lighter beer.
Oh, yeah. Or the other one it felt like it was a little thicker.
Not as heavy.
Yeah,
not as thick.
there you go. Yeah. Yeah. So you went to 4-3. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. I
All right, Mike.
I do like this one as
Yeah.
well. It just, wow. I'm going to go a 4-2 on it. It,
Is there an asterisk, right?
well, we'll see what you say, but
Okay.
I think it could be a nominee because both of the first two are really good. I mean, they both could be up there, but this one, like you said, is that the tequila is not where you really pick it up,
No.
but it adds just that little bit of
Mhm.
flavor to it that you're just like, oh, that's really interesting and good, So yeah, 4-2 for me.
Echo exactly what you guys said. I have to always preface it by saying I have not had this before. I was just like speaking it out loud when I said, hey, a little more tequila would be better. It came spot on. I mean, just by I didn't. I should have did a little more looking at it. I didn't realize that was more tequila in this one, but I think it makes a difference.
Right.
It definitely, like Toby said, not. I don't think thins it down, but it's not as heavy.
Right.
That's a good word. I'm going to go right with you, Chip. I'm going to say a 4.3, and yes, I would also like to put it in the hat.
Yep.
For the 2026 beer that you're talking discussion.
Okay. Yep. Not a problem.
I mean, that's what's scary is, that's the first two.
Yeah. And honestly, both of them could be nominated because they were both very good. And it looks like we got some left in the bottles too before we're done. So
Yes.
So
Unless you guys don't notice me drinking them.
yeah, all of a sudden, I could have swore there was some left. Where'd Toby go?
So Toby, is it all right if we hand the football off to you to talk about your?
The next two are Toby was with us when we nominated these ones.
Yeah, and I think when I was kind of looking through your list here of the things that I liked, and as I rated Central Waters, I think they do a really good job. One of my favorites was the Heaven Hill, 73-month stout, 13.8%, and it just was excellent in flavor. I really enjoyed that one. We were all above 4 when we rated that, and I think overall it was definitely a fantastic beer that deserves recognition out of these. And the next one was the Buffalo Trace, the rye, 35 months, and that was a 13.3%. A little bit lower than the Heaven Hill, but still above 4 for that. So I think Central Waters has got a niche that they do a good job with, and I always enjoy those beers, and I was just glad that we were able to rate some of those on some of the episodes.
So Toby, I went back and listened to that podcast. I don't know if you had a chance to go back and listen to it, but one of our discussion points that we talked about, and I don't know if anybody still has been able to come up with this answer, is when a brewmaster puts his beer in a barrel, and he starts his aging process. How does he know that? How can you tell the difference between what month 72 when you tried it is different than month 73? And Toby had a good story on how he did 73. Do you remember that?
It was almost 11 months ago. No.
So Toby's story was they did this, put it in the back of the warehouse and forgot about it. And then when they were cleaning up to move their barrels around,
whoa, wait a minute.
They found it, but that was month 72. So they tasted it. It wasn't quite right. So they waited one more month and then they barreled it, bottled it up. So that was the story. So I thought that was pretty keen and astute by Toby to pick that up.
Now, and Central Waters always does a thing, seems most of the time that they list out, here's the barrel.
Yes.
And here's how long. And we've talked about that before where other breweries, when we get their beer and it's like, it was aged in bourbon barrels. Okay, what bourbon and how long? Was it aged for a month or was it aged for a year or what? And it's just kind of nice when a brewery does list that so and it does seem like, just like anything, the longer it was in there, you get more flavor.
Yes.
And it really was good. So, yeah, they're...
and I think the other part, too, not saying, but I know a guy.
A guy that knows a guy.
That likes bourbon a lot. So if you put the name of the bourbon in there, I think might be some people might be more adept to go, hey, let me go buy a bottle of that bourbon and try it too. Or when they just say bourbon barrel, you don't know if it was a local one, if it was a national brand. It's just kind of for the part-time drinker, I guess would be a good.
Yep. No, I agree with you. That is a draw. It really is to see the name of whatever, like the ones we already had were Elijah Craig. That's a big name,
Or Pappy.
Or Pappy. Yeah. Pappy or Heaven's Hill. I mean, they're big names in the bourbon
industry
market, so, and it never hurts to have that.
If you can throw that name around, then why not? If you can, that's almost some free advertising for you right there. So.
Exactly.
Well, what's our number? Toby, I don't know if you want to, could you read a few things for our beer from the 26? Here's the paper that you got to read. And
how about let's not read the whole thing, but you can flip it over too.
Front and back.
There's more. Yeah.
So that's all you have to read for the. Can I let the listeners know how much you got to read?
Folks, I'm going to say this. You don't want to be here for the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to summarize really what Firestone Walker's brewer's motto is, and it is beer before glory.
Yeah.
And we kind of just discovered that.
Underneath the caps. It says beer before glory. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And the premise of it is actually, it refers to the special IPA mix packs that they have. So this brewery must focus more on West Coast IPAs.
Sure.
Which makes sense.
Yep.
But they've definitely hit
That's
a great idea of this blended barrel aged beers. So
I was going to say it's crazy that their focus, like you said, is kind of more IPA, and they do this
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Well, do you want to just read what the blends were that they used?
So this is the 26th.
The 26th anniversary, yes.
All right, so 26th anniversary. We've got a Russian Imperial Stout, the Parabola again. That's 13% ABV, and it's 32% of the total blend. We've got a Velvet Merkin, 8.5% ABV, and that's aged in bourbon barrels, and that's 32% of the blend. That's a milk stout. It's interesting. They kind of break down the colors and the IBU and everything to go along with it. So you can really get a lot of research out of this if you want.
Well, that's what I was wondering if you wanted to read all that, because I thought you'd be perfect for that.
Yeah.
He's doing good with the Cliff Note
I was gonna
version.
say, yeah. Then there's a Bravo, 11.2% ABV, aged in bourbon barrels, and that's 24% of the overall. Then there's Heavy Things. I might be referring to...
Hey.
Yeah, all right. That's 16.5 of the ABV, and that's aged in brandy barrels, and that's 6% of the overall.
Wow.
Eldorado, 13.8% ABV, and that's aged in bourbon barrels, and that's 4% of the overall, which is a blonde barley wine. Interesting there. And then there's a wheat wine aged in bourbon barrels. This only makes up 2% of the overall mixture, but the wheat wine was at 11.7% ABV. And, when I glance through the colors and things, there's the black, there's the browns, which you think would come through. Mm-hmm. And then you lean towards some of these other ones, like the blonde barley wine, and that's a golden color. Yeah. And I think traditionally we always think that a bourbon barrel beer is going to be pretty dark and maybe kind of thick, like we referred to that before. And I really do think that, at least from tasting these, that some of these other combinations make it a little bit thinner.
Well, I was looking on there as well. And first, that Heavy Things, that's made in collaboration with the brewery. Remember, we've had beers from there before, Jim, those great big bottles. Oh. And then did you see, Toby, the wheat wine? It says it was co-fermented with white wine grape juice. So that's going to be interesting to see how that...
Didn't we just have a beer episode or two ago that was grape and lemon?
Yeah. Yep, that was
this doesn't look the same color.
Doesn't look the same, no.
Oh.
Still.
Wow.
Yeah, this is silly.
This is good. That smells good. Wow, that's just speechless.
I may have, at the end, we're going to have to decide, but we may have to nominate all of these because this is just crazy.
This is good.
These are good. It's going to be hard next year to figure out what to have for our
beer of the
year episode, because
we might have one of these beats our beer of the year for last year.
Yeah, I say we're setting the bar pretty strong with what we're even trying for this.
Oh, Toby, you haven't said anything yet.
I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, it's unique. This is the 22 vintage, right? 11%, so a little bit less ABV, but the texture, the way it drinks is closer to the first one we tried. Not as thin as the second one, but the flavoring is better than both of the last two.
Yeah, I know, that's the hard part.
And I think the listeners you read off a total of 6 different beers were used to blend this. That's about what they're averaging, is 6 barrel aged, and these aren't all just Russian Imperial Stouts.
No,
they're all 6 different types of beer. Right. Which is, like Mike, we talked about in several episodes that we know how hard it is to make a good beer. A beer tastes good at double-digit ABV.
Right.
And now we've got 6 beers at double-digit ABV that they're blending together. Yep. So the complexity of making this beer is just amazing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So, and good thing is Mike is first on this one.
I know, and that makes it difficult because it's like I'm almost painting myself in a corner already. This was good. I mean, each year has been getting better, and all I can say is I'll go with 4.3. I don't think I used that yet, right?
Should I have a little asterisk by it?
Yeah. This is good. I mean, just the different makeup, it changes the flavor enough to where it is definitely a unique beer. Not, you know what I mean? It's not super simple. All 3 have been different.
Yes.
I mean, they all have
just the
parts that are similar, but just the makeup and such, it gives it that little different flavor to it. And yeah, they're good. That's all I can say.
I can go next. I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to go 4.4, nominated as well. The one thing that I think I'm picking up, I don't know if you guys have caught it, is that Mike had talked about that white wine. My tongue is a little bit drier, like it was a little bit of a wine. Not like super dry, but I mean just enough for you to like notice it. I think that's the difference for this one for me than the first 2, which is not a bad thing. It's just like, wow, that was really good. The flavor, start to finish, all the way good. It's very smooth, no burn, spot on. Kudos, good job. I don't know what other explicit superlatives I can add on there. It's just they're getting better, Mike. Toby?
Yeah, I think echoing kind of what you said, Jim. You look at 3 of them are that barley wine, and I've had some more barley wine aged bourbon barrels beer recently, and it does have that little bit of a, I don't want to say a wine finish. I'm not a wine guy at all, so I don't know, but it changes
dryness,
yeah, kind of that dryness. So to me though, it's a great balance. I like it because the flavoring is still there, and it doesn't make your tongue feel funny like some of those can.
Right.
So I got to go 4-4.
We're definitely
just
moving on up the scale.
Yeah.
It is amazing how good. I mean, I was glad that Toby was able to try these because, I mean, we can talk about it sometimes, but people don't, when we say this is a good beer, people don't always believe, like, they'll say, oh, yeah, well, it's like the other good beers. I'm like, well, it's just a unique, I mean, it's got its own definite style.
Yep, that's for sure. I mean, they're good. And like, again, like I said, when you had mentioned that they're more kind of known for their IPAs and such, it's like, really? I mean, because this is amazing. All right.
Well, we're rolling into that, Mike. So do you want to hit on a couple of years?
We got out of January of last year. Now we're into February.
Yep.
And we have a few different ones that we nominated.
Okay.
We have Distil from Illinois. We had their 15th anniversary Brewer's Choice.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good.
Yes.
Then we had a Prairie Artisan Ale S'mores Stuffed. That was another barrel aged. That had Oreos, vanilla, cacao, and toasted marshmallow.
Not to cut you up, but do you remember in the podcast what you said they should do to that one?
Barrel age it?
You said they should put more graham crackers.
Oh, that's right. Because you couldn't taste it.
Right, you couldn't. But the Oreos are really
the Oreo was really unique.
Yes.
And that was looking at these beers, they're all high ABV because that's us. We also had, remember from Prairie, we had the Banana Montana.
Yes.
And remember that one, you could taste banana.
Yes. Yes.
You remember? And that was barrel aged as well. It had toasted marshmallow, banana. It was a banana Foster and cinnamon.
That was really
that kind of stood out on that one. Now, the next ones that we had, we were actually at the brewery. It was one of our on locations. We went to Boulevard.
Yes.
In Kansas City.
The next couple were.
Were, yes. So we had their Mexican, and I wish I could pronounce that. Starts with an X. Whatever that is.
Zacalat.
Yeah, whatever that is. We also had their whiskey barrel stout, and we had and this one, remember, was really surprising. They had a barrel aged ice-distilled imperial brown, and 18.2%.
That takes the top of the number one ABV for the year, I think.
For the year, yeah. And if you remember right, it didn't taste like it was super boozy, but it was one of those, I think, you drink a bottle of that, and we couldn't even get it in a bottle. Remember, It was only on tap,
and you couldn't put it in a crawler either.
Nope. So, which I get,
and I think the part, because I think there were a few beers that do that ice, making their ABV a little higher by freezing it, and then taking that pure alcohol and making the other beer. So that one was
because you guys remember when that was a big thing. Remember, everybody had an ice beer and they froze the water out of it to get the ABV up, and those beers were like 6%. Remember, it's like, oh my gosh, that's huge, So,
yeah, that was a good trip.
That was a good trip.
Very good beers,
and that was one of those that we always wanted to go to that brewery, and we were able to do it.
We might need to try to make it to this one if we can get there.
Yeah. It'll take longer to drive to California, though, I think. So
yeah.
So should I hand off the short piece of paper for Toby to read the second one again?
Holy bull!
Or we actually have people in the stands too. We could have it's only front and back. It's only 2 pages of notes to read.
Yeah, this is the 27th anniversary, 12.5% ABV. Now, one thing that was interesting is they said that they've been releasing this beer an anniversary beer every year since their 10th anniversary in 2006.
Oh, so we missed a few.
Yeah.
So we have to go back and
we got to try and go back and find. Yeah, exactly.
And then drink these up.
So,
is there cliff notes to that one too?
Well, yeah, there definitely is. As we get the next glass ready for us here, I'll kind of go through some things. So, batch 10,000 DDBA. Never heard of that. Aged in wheated bourbon barrels. So that's 33% of the blend. And that was a 12.3%. Dividing time, aged in wheated and rye bourbon barrels, 29% of the blend. Bravo. Aged in bourbon barrels, 13% of the blend. That's a 12.2 ABV. Rip this joint. 13.9% ABV, and it was aged in bourbon barrels, so that's 13% of the blend. And that's an imperial stout, that one. And then the Velvet Merkin aged in bourbon barrels, and that's 12% of the blend. That's that milk stout again.
We've had that one a couple times, haven't we?
Right. So we've got the milk stout, we've got an imperial stout, we've got imperial brown ale this time. We've got a Munich wine, which is interesting.
Is that from Germany?
It's
We'll find out.
a private press brewery who created the Munich wine style specifically for barrel aging, utilizing Munich malt in place of pale malt as its base.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
interesting.
A rich, maltier, nutty barrel wine.
Okay.
Nutty.
Yeah.
I can't see if we've had a whole lot of Munich wines. I don't know if we ever had one.
No,
You know?
I don't think so either. And here's the kicker of this: that batch 10,000 I was talking about, that is fermented in oak barrels and aged in old Fitzgerald bourbon barrels. So I know we've had some success
some
with that
of-
before,
yeah.
and that's brewed to celebrate our 10,000th batch of beer made in Paso Robles.
Wow.
So
Well, there you go.
So just as I know, just go ahead and take some of the aroma, but it says, so the mouthfeel is smooth and silky with rich caramel flavors, complemented by toasted nut, vanilla, and coconut accents. There's a beautiful balance, and you should even get a chocolate truffle in there.
Nothing fell out of the bottle, so they must have forgot to put the truffle in there. Is that? Oh no, they meant the flavor.
Yeah.
Oh,
flavor.
never mind.
That is different than the previous three.
It is
Wow.
almost like if you kind of look at, like in silos and how the last three could almost be in the same. This one's like kind of in a different silo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
This-
wonder what, is it those different, because it has a number of different ones in this one.
Yes.
Compared to, you know what I mean?
So 5.
Yep, 5.
So this actually has one less barrel than the other ones. I mean, when we talk about splitting hairs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're
Unfortunately, that's where we're at this point. It's like,
I don't even know if you could if we had more of these to try to judge, I don't know if we could even.
Right.
We'll have to go 1/10 or 100th of a
Hundredth
point.
of a point or something.
I'm wondering if that wine is a little bit what a wine barrel. I mean, but there is still a sweetness to it.
There's a sweetness. It's a little different flavor.
Yeah.
As far as, those other ones were way, really good. And I don't mind this one, but it is different
Right.
for sure
Mhm.
Yeah.
than the other ones. And that's not a bad thing, but it's,
So is Toby going first?
Yeah, I can, and I'm just trying to kind of take this all in and think of this this Munich malt, and if that's changing it, but that's a barley wine, and I kind of talked about that a little bit before. The Rip This joint, that Imperial Stout, is aged in very rare 10-year-old Henry McKenna barrels, and those come from Heaven Hill Distillery,
Oh.
and it's a 100 proof bourbon that they make. So, I think a new one that we maybe haven't really touched on or
So
thought about
Old
before.
Fitzgerald and this.
Heaven Hills, yeah, McKenna.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's pretty wild.
That's
yeah, it just
to be able to blend those together. That's
Yeah.
so it's
we're not putting you in the spot.
no,
We're putting you on the spot. though.
absolutely. Have I said 4.2 yet? I don't think I have,
You have not.
and I think I'm going to have to go that way because I don't like it as much as the last one we had, but I think it's a little bit better than that first one. So I'm going to go a 4.2 on it.
Okay, that was very strategic right there. He's
Yeah.
thought that one all the way through.
He
didn't
thought that, yeah. He was, that's why he's smart.
Yes.
He can do all that in his head.
I look smart, don't I, viewers?
Yeah.
Oh, listeners, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, the viewers, well, we're not sure, but the listeners think you're smart. Yeah, I agree with you, dude. Like I said, the flavor, it's still good,
Mhm.
but there's some of the other ones I like a little more.
Yep.
I was going to say have I used a 4.0?
No. Yeah.
I'll do that. I like it because it is different more so than the other ones. But like I said, some of those other ones I think just worked a little better for me.
And I think my score, I was just going to say a 4.1. I mean, I like it. I mean, it's definitely right up there in that stratosphere of, very good beers. I just trying to differentiate some of the different things. It's just it's getting a little bit harder and harder. I guess my only recommendation is maybe not having as much of that, Munich wine. I don't know if that's the only thing I can kind of think of, but I mean, the flavor overall is really good.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know how to split 1/5 of the batch of what this was to try to decide, what they could have changed. But it is definitely, I think, different. So these 4 beers are very close in flavor, but each one is just a minute difference, which is very good. So yeah, that ties right back into the Boulevard Brewery visit.
Yeah.
That was a really good visit too.
Yep, for sure. So getting back to our beer of the year list, we moved up to April.
Okay.
March, we didn't really nominate anything. April, we had a few. We had, and I hope I say this name right, because again, I don't know for sure. This is one that BK and I did, and it was Prize Brewing, and that they're out of the cities, and it was their Monkey Bars pastry stout. That was 11%er, and it tasted just like some kind of like a candy bar.
Really?
And actually, I do have a can of that, I believe, still in my fridge. I'll have to bring it. So
Thanks for bringing it.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Well, I got one, so we'll try it later.
See how you are.
Yep. And then we actually have another Boulevard, their barrel-aged Baltic Porter, Jim, that you and I were on. That was in April as well.
And then we fell off the cliff.
Then we fell off the cliff for a while till August. And I'm noticing a pattern a little bit, because this was another Boulevard, their creme brulee.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that
That
one
one was really good.
Now,
That tasted just like eating the cake itself.
It was really wild. Now, the next one, honestly, remember, it was surprised me, because we didn't even know that they made this.
Right. And I think you found it, I think.
Actually, BK found the bottles of it in the cities and bought one for us. And this was the Cross Brewing Feathered Drumline, and it was a 15.4% ABV. And it was aged for 18 months in Robbers Rye whiskey barrels. And you remember that, Jim? That was
good.
Unbelievable. And we're like, how... Did
Why
they
can't
make
we
this
get it?
every year, or
Yeah.
what's the deal? Because that was volume 6.
Right. Why can't we find it around here?
Yeah, and we never could find it around this area.
Being
So
this
it was-
close to lacrosse, we think we'd be able to get one.
It was just weird. So, yeah, and then October, like I said, we're getting into our Oktoberfest, our pumpkin beers, and of course, we had to nominate the Three Sheeps Pumpkin Spice Veneration.
That was good.
Yeah, that was 14.6, and it was barrel aged.
The best pumpkin beer that we've had.
Yeah, for 2 years,
Yeah.
that's been the best pumpkin beer we've had. We also had a Lakefront Brandy Barrel Holiday Spice Ale,
Which was super.
which was very good. Then we got into November, and we kind of went back to an old friend, you know, and we tried some Bourbon County,
Yep.
and these were from 22.
Yes.
We had their Old Fitz 2-year barley wine, which was 17%, and we had their 30th anniversary reserve stout, and that was 14.4%. And those again were you were part of that, I believe, Toby.
Yes,
when
I
those
was.
And they remember those were just crazy.
Fantastic.
And I know it's always hard to. It's like when we've done, and Toby, we've done a Bourbon County or Essential Waters. You know, they're just all on them.
Yep.
And it's so difficult, just like today. This is crazy too. But it's like, man, when companies know what they're doing and they do it, and it's just like, dang.
Because I think that you've hit on two of the key points that us as novice beer drinkers hit on.
Yeah.
If you're going to put it in a barrel, let it age a little bit. The longer, it seems like the more flavor comes out. And don't be afraid of that flavor that you're going to use for your beer when you put it in there, because
Right.
it comes through in the end too. So the flavor and the barrel aging are key from what we found.
Yeah, you know, and it's like we talked about before when they just say, well, it's aged, because we've seen ones, remember, where it's aged in a bourbon barrel for 2 months,
Yeah.
and you're like, did it even have a chance to get any of that flavor? You know,
Right.
there was 2 more that we did put on. Brian, BK, and I
Okay.
put them on there. One was by Jack Pine Brewing, and it was one of the first peach brandy barrel beers that I ever had. And that one, when it warmed up a little, because the first time we tasted it, it was colder, and then after it warmed up a bit, that peach, it wasn't overpowering, but boy, it was a good flavor.
Okay.
And then we
Nice.
had a Broken Clock, which they're out of the Twin Cities,
Okay.
and we had their Mexican style rye barrel stout,
Nice.
and that was really good too. It had chili
Oh,
peppers in it, had that little bit of a bite, so that was really good as well. So when you look back, that's the nominees.
Nominees. We went
Those
through
are the nominees.
all 22.
All 22. We had a lot more information on them, but then this would have been drug out for 6 hours, and we'd have lost listeners. So I think
Should we do this last beer and then
we're going to do this last beer
and then rate
keep
these?
the suspense.
Rate these 5 and then
We'll rate these. Yep, and then we can nominate. Do we want to nominate? Do we each want to do one of them,
okay.
or we got third, second, and first? I
All
think
right.
we're in agreement
Yep.
for the most part for the
For
order.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
And again, Jim, underneath every one of these
It does
bottle
say
caps, it says beer before glory. So there you go. How can you argue with that?
And
So this is their 28th anniversary. And Jim, did you want to go through the?
Well, Toby's done a good. I don't know what Cliff Notes are. If
Well, he did go to Leon Tech.
yes, so
All right. So this one is Parabola aged in bourbon Parabola, sorry. Aged in bourbon barrels. 32% of it is that. That's a Russian Imperial Stout. The Velvet Merkin, that's 32%. That's the milk stout. Bravo, aged in bourbon barrels, 24% of that, and those are Imperial Brown Ale. We got Heavy Things back again, 16.5% ABV there. Aged in the barrels, brandy barrels, that's 6%, and those are barley wine. Eldorado again, aged in the bourbon barrels, 4% of the mixture, and that's a blonde barley wine. And then the wheat wine aged in bourbon barrels, that's 2%, and those were 11.7 ABV total of or ABV on that one. And then when you kind of look at these, again, Russian Imperial Stout, Milk Stout, Imperial Brown Ale, barley wine, blonde barley wine, and then a strong golden barley wine, which is co-fermented with the white wine grapes. So this is coming back this year.
So the one thing I've noticed is they have used a lot of the same beers, but in different quantities, so to speak. So
not fractions, but
percentages.
what's the other word? Darn it!
I don't know where you're trying to get.
Like the word for percentages, like the ratios.
Oh yeah.
Different ratios, some of the same beers, different ratios.
Exactly.
I guess. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah, good job.
That smells.
Good.
Take a whiff off of that, Toby.
Sorry, I'm busy reading the Cliff Notes.
That smells good too.
That smells good.
Are they good? I mean, there's no clunkers.
No.
And I don't know, Mike, if I know we don't have these records, but this is potentially then 5 out of 5 above a 4.0.
Oh, I messed that up. I had a 3.9.
I was alluding
and
to
then
that.
looking back at it going, I don't know if that should have been a 3.9 now, but I didn't want to put myself in a corner.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we've had a podcast we've had this many.
Well, when we've done Bourbon County, I'm sure, and like the Central Waters ones, I think we have, but this is probably the third brewery that we can say that we've had. They've all
this
been
good
like that.
Yes, that is really good. You think, Toby, is that right?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not one of my favorites. And, I still go back to the 22 or 21, whatever I rated as.
Yep.
That by far is my favorite out of this group. I'm trying to kind of pick up on some of the flavors from this one.
I hate to do this, Toby, but I'm going to rain on Jim's parade a little bit because I'm actually going to go a 3.8 on this one.
You're going to drop down a little bit?
Yeah. I think, and it could be because it's younger. You know what I mean? These other ones are aged a little more. It's still very good. If you said, hey, you want a bottle of this? You bet, I'll take a bottle of it. But I just think that it's almost, maybe it's a little young yet. It hasn't really developed everything.
Hasn't matured.
Right. Because and there's not a thing wrong with it, but these other ones I think flavor-wise are just above it. I'm sorry, that's mine.
All right. No, that's good. That's a good opinion. So we let the listeners know. Toby, you want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
I was at a 4.0 on this one, and I think you'd probably hit it on the head pretty well there. It just hasn't had the time to be what it could be. Some of those others are a little bit better.
Yeah, I guess I was going to say a 3.9. I think Mikey kind of said it. Here's the hard part, I think, to level off the playing field, that this is our fifth one. So would they have tasted different if we started with this one first and went the other direction? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah.
Our taste buds are a little bit, so technically then we've had 5 different beers with potentially 6 different ones blended together. So we're at 30 different beers that we've tried. And I think you also mentioned once before when we first started doing some of the craft beer tastings and we had a few bottles lined up, your taste buds kind of go numb at a point.
Right.
So I think that's the hard part. They're getting maybe a little bit of a rap for being our last beer we've tried, but I still think it's a good beer.
Oh yeah.
Don't change what you're doing. It's a good beer. Next time we'll start with the youngest ones first and go to the older ones maybe.
Sure.
So yeah, I want a 3.9.
Okay.
Nothing. It is definitely not bad.
Nice. All right. Well, cool. So I guess at this point we can
should we do our
name our
wait. We want to go through these.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And see what we rated as our best beer, worst beer of these 5 today.
Yeah. For me, the 26th anniversary was my number 1, and the 25th was my number 2. And again, like you said, Jim, it was real difficult because they're all very
really
good,
close.
But those 2 really just stood out to me. Would this be ones that I would recommend to a new person that's never had craft beer? Probably not, just because there's a lot of complex flavor to it. And the ABVs are higher, double digit, but I just think maybe somebody that's new wouldn't
Be able to pick up
a lot of those different flavor nuances.
or may not appreciate all the different.
There you go. Yeah. Because they might be like, oh, this is, really strong. So yeah, but I definitely, in those two, we did nominate for beer of the year,
Yes.
the 25th and 26th. Toby?
Yeah, I would have to agree that the 26th by far was my favorite. The 25th comes in second for me, and I think that 26th is definitely up in beer of the year nomination. So that's my perspective on it. But all very good beers. I mean, I put them all 4.0 or higher, so it was a good find. I appreciated it.
Awesome. And kudos to Firestone Walker. Keep doing good work. This is, we don't get this back in the Midwest very often.
No,
I'm glad Mike was able to find these because we don't get to try. I mean, I think you mentioned that, is it cuvee?
Yeah,
what
this
they
is
call
that
it?
Grand Cuvee. There's been other companies that make that style,
Right,
where
the
it's like a
blending.
mixture, a blend, yeah.
So
But you don't see it very often.
right.
you
So
know?
kudos to you for finding these. Thanks for bringing them. I mean, we got all this good information we're telling everybody about.
Yeah.
So
So if you're looking for information on a beer, buy these because they've got like a sheet that's small printed on both sides that you could read for hours.
Yeah.
know?
And
They're not covering anything up.
And when Toby said there's cliff notes, it was just Toby off the spur of the moment coming up.
Right.
There was no cliff notes. He did actually put everything in succinct for us. So, but again, I think I'm going to echo exactly what you guys said. I like the 26th. That was my favorite. And the 25th was number 2. But they're all very good. I mean, I echo what you guys said. I'm just glad we got the chance to try it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, like
I'm
I said,
glad I'm here to try this.
I had, I was blown away when we were at Total Wine on Black Friday, and I saw those last 3 they had in a box, a special box where it was the 26th, 27th, 28th. And I'm like, wait, I've still got 24 and 25,
Well, and that reminds me, I still have below the bar the 2017, 2018, 2019 Bourbon County.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll have to break those out at
So
some
those-
time. And
Yeah, so those are, that's going on 8 years now
yeah.
for that first one. So I think your brother even mentioned that they really mellowed. It's mellowed out over time too. So
Yep, exactly. Well, awesome. Well, guys, we're at the point where
we're going to divulge.
we've got to cut this list of 22 down to 3. And I
Okay.
think we are in agreement. So who wants to go first with the third place beer for 2025?
I will take that, Mike.
All right.
I think based off of what we found, what we've tried, and you guys have had several of these, so I think your perspective is a good one for people. They can kind of get a start or finish depending on where they want to be with them. So the 2025 beer of the year that takes third place is the Bourbon County 30th Anniversary Reserve Stout.
Nice.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Yeah, that's a 14.4% ABV. So a lot goes into that one, and it had some fantastic flavor. I was lucky enough to try that.
There
Nice.
you go. Jim, do you want to take second place?
Yes, I can. So, and again, thanks for Mike for this beer. I got a chance to go to that brewery. I'm not sure if we tried this beer at the brewery or you had it.
No, this was one where I bought the ticket for their release.
Okay.
And I couldn't actually, I was in because my daughter played basketball. They had a basketball game when their release was going on, but they said if you buy the ticket, I got all the beers that
Nice.
they did. Yeah.
So yes, so thank you for letting me go because
Yes.
that brewery is very, very good. And for whatever reason, this is a blended beer as well. So but these are from Central Illinois, so it's a little bit of a drive to go down there.
Right.
But this was still a very, very good beer. The aromas of chocolate, toffee, bourbon, vanilla, very good beer. So our number 2 beer, Toby didn't get a chance to try this one, but it was a anniversary edition from Distill for their 15th year.
Yep.
That was number 2.
Yeah, that was a crazy good beer as well. And
I mean, they do have a lot of their Das Vidania line is
Das
very
Vidania, and I do still have an entire year. I got to look and see what year it is, but I've still got an entire year of Das Vidania that we'll have to do.
those are really
Yeah,
good.
they're really good. So before I announce the winner
Okay.
this year, I am going to do, we have a honorable mention, 4th place.
Okay.
And this beer for the last 2 years has been the top of this category both years. And it probably will be again next year. Who knows? We'll wait and see.
Right.
But that is the Three Sheeps Pumpkin Spice Veneration, the barrel-aged version. And that was a 14.6%. And that one is just, for a pumpkin beer, is unbelievable.
So you're saying it's different than that squash beer we had?
Yeah, that squash beer was terrible.
Same
This one
family,
was-
though. Same
So
family.
that beer was on this side of the spectrum, and the Veneration is on the other side.
Okay.
So yeah, I wanted to throw that out there
Nice.
as well. That was the honorable mention for that.
Yes.
So our winner for the 2025 Beer of the Year on the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast.
Where's our drum roll?
And Toby, you were lucky enough to be here. We actually had another
Oh.
person here. We had 4
Yep.
people.
Okay.
Every one of us rated it over a 4. And the scores were 4.5, 4.6, 4.6, and then a 4.1 for the other lady that was here. That was the first time she's been here. And that was the 2022 Bourbon County Old Fitz 2-year barley wine.
Yes, that was
17%.
That was a good
And
one.
that one was extremely good.
Yes, it was.
Especially considering it was a barley wine.
Yep.
You know, and that's one of those styles that people are really, you like them or you don't like them. But that one, oh,
Well, I
That was
wondered
good.
too, because that was the 2022 selection.
yes.
So that had been aged for
For
3
3 more years.
in addition to what they had aged.
Yes.
So, we just talked about this last beer we had hadn't been aged very long, but I don't know if that helps. I wish I knew more about the beer, but that was a special beer.
Right. Now, I know Jim was giving me a hard time because we were supposed to have the beer of the year from last year
Oh,
to taste this time.
Toby, do we do that?
Never.
And unfortunately, that was the only one I had. Now, when I was looking for that one, though, I do have another bottle of this one. So we're going to be good for next year.
Okay.
Yes, we will have
So Toby, make sure you
this
join us
bottle
because we'll have
for
that.
next year. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
so there you go. So congratulations once again to Bourbon County. I do think this year it was really closer.
Yes.
First course, because that distil was unbelievable. And of course, the other Goose Island and even the pumpkin veneration. I mean, those are neck and neck.
So do you think that the people are listening to us and are actually really crafting these beers good? And I mean, we're getting more possibilities,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. I mean, there's some good beers out there.
There's some really good beers out there.
So I hope people are willing. I mean, like this, where you bring beers and then have other people try them with you. You don't have to buy this 5-pack and try to drink this by yourself.
Right.
Have some friends come and join. And
Well, we've talked about that before, and I think that's the funnest part of craft beer is, I mean, honestly, when the 3 of us get together, there's very seldom are we each drinking like a full bottle of something, but we're getting taster glasses. We're all trying a bunch of different things, and we do that with a lot of people, and I think that's half the fun.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, and just seeing what other people think of it. Of course, there's the ones that they just, but luckily enough, like today, we knew these were going to probably be good, so we had to have a select clientele, so to speak. Here,
I appreciate that.
There you go. Oh yeah. I met Jim.
Oh,
We had to.
let's see.
You were given.
Just remember, I'm doing questions.
Oh, that's right. No, Jim, that's right. You should have been here too. Awesome.
Yes, but it's been a great year. I'm glad
Yes.
to be able to enjoy craft beer with you guys.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Like
Yes,
I said,
thank you
we're
for the invite.
starting our 4th year. Isn't that crazy? That is just wild. Every Friday.
We're trying.
We're trying. So, yeah. So here's to 2025. It was a good year.
Can we do a little toast to a great 2025 and a better
Yep, and a better
2026?
2026. And we'll see what we've got. Like I said, we've got a lot of beers that should be interesting.
Right.
And
And I'm running out of space. So
you're running out of space. Well, yeah, so I've got more space in my basement, but that's because where I keep them is bigger area. So anyway, cool. Well, hey, Jim, thank you so much for
no problem.
being a part of it. Toby, thanks for coming down and
thank you for the invite.
tasting these icky beers that
Oh.
we had today.
I'm
And
very disappointed you made me do this.
yeah, exactly. Well, awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening. And like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm.
And your beers are always cold.
See ya. Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untapped, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.